This is the first time I have loved an Aaron Rodgers quote. The very first time I loved an Aaron Rodgers quote. Here is what I believe people need to understand, 2-5. People must realize, the buck stops with Aaron Rodgers. They don't ask you, rookie wide receiver, to do an interview. They ask me to do an interview. So you, rookie wide receiver, if you are running the wrong route, hey, you, 5-year veteran receiver, if you're running the wrong route, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're costing me. Right. And I got to answer for it. This is the first time I love Aaron Rodgers calling it out because he's putting everybody on alert, putting everybody on notice. And here is really why I love it. A physical mistake, can't do anything about that, right? I can't ask Alan Lazard to get faster. I can't ask Romeo Doubs to get taller. Physical injuries, can't really do much about that. Right. I can't ask a receiver to not tear his ACL. I can't ask David Bakhtiari to cause his knee to heal quicker. I can't do anything about physical injuries. But mental injuries, you can fix that. So Packers players, if y'all are having not mental injuries, mental mistakes, you can fix that. So Packers players, if y'all having mental mistakes, I'm going to call that out. Shady, you know this quote I'm about to tell you better than anybody, and your coach would say it like this. Don't let anything without a heartbeat beat you. Don't let anything without a heart beat you. Simply put, don't let mental mistakes beat you. Don't let the weather beat you. Don't let your emotions beat you. If another person got a heartbeat and they beat you, so be it. But if they ain't got a heart, it shouldn't beat you. So I love Aaron Rodgers calling this out because all he's saying is, yo, mental mistakes will not be tolerated on this squad because I'm the one that got to answer for him. But 2-5, I know you feel a type of way about Rodgers. How you feel about him calling out teammates?
And who did he say this to?
Pat McAfee.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I disagree. I hate it. I really do. I don't know if it's just because maybe I play in the league and I've been there in the locker room where there's some chaos where the play of the quarterback or different positions, or maybe because I played with probably the best player, which is the best leader I've ever played with,
Who's that?
Tom Brady.
Okay.
You would never see a guy like Tom Brady do this to the media. Not just to the players, to the media. If we have a brotherhood, right? This is our brotherhood. The Packers, right? Rookies, veterans, whatever it is. And you're my brother, my brother's keeper. That's where that comes from. So I'm going to hold you down as far as if I'm playing well, if I'm playing bad, I'm going to address it. I'm the leader. Look, we need to do more reps. Or, coach, we need to get less reps. Not to the media. That's the soft way out. I don't like that because as a young player, you need respect. And that doesn't show respect to me. So I'm totally against it. I can't believe he did that.
Joy, where you at? I know how you feel about Rodgers. Sometimes you love it. Sometimes you hate his behavior, but you respect his talent. How do you feel about him calling out his teammates?
You know, I didn't have a problem with him calling out the teammates in training camp. Because I felt like that's when you're really supposed to address the issues that you see early. You're supposed to fix things. You're supposed to get ready for the season. And if you're having issues, then you can correct them and set the tone for the year. So I really didn't have a problem with him saying, like, these young guys need to pick this up faster. You know, his quote from the beginning of the season is very similar to this. But it was before adversity. One thing about when you're talking about teammates, and real leaders always do this, and it's a very subtle thing, but you don't use words like I, they,
bunch of
or
we's.
them.
It's a bunch of we's.
It's always we.
Gotta be we.
Even if we know it's not you, it's always we. You can even overdo it. We used to get on Andrew Luck for taking too much. Like, no, Andrew, it's actually not your fault what's going on here. Like, you don't have to take credit. We can see this offensive line. But when you're Aaron Rodgers and you're a back-to-back MVP, you've been anointed as one of the greatest players of all time. And rightfully so. He is one of the most talented players of all time. I'll say that. One of the most talented players of all time. You're dealing with adversity right now. And these are guys who haven't seen the top of the mountain. You have. So it's on you specifically in this moment to, even if it's not your fault, to make it feel like we're all in this together. And when you use words like he used, when you talk about those guys and them and they instead of we, well, you're separating it.
That's right.
It's just, in your words, you're separating two sides. Me, greatness, and you need to get it together. No, we need to get it together. Because while the buck stops with you, the blame will also go to you regardless of how this plays out.
Correct.
As it should.
Correct. So that is, to me, though, why, Joy, look, sometimes I need a little separation. Sometimes, like, if you are mentally making errors, I need you to stay over there. Because what you are doing is you are hurting the team. So, like, I don't want to take ownership of your mental errors. I don't want that.
Well, you do, because you asked for the contract that insisted that these are the players that you're going to be playing with, first of all.
That's true. That's definitely true.
You do want to take responsibility for it, because you didn't have to take that contract, and you did. And I'll never begrudge anybody for taking as much money as possible, but we know there's consequences in the salary cap league to doing that.
But let me ask you this. See, the contract Aaron Rodgers really stipulated that he wouldn't be playing with elite talent.
Okay.
Devontae Adams, elite talent. He's not going to be playing with elite talent. Allen Lazard is your number one. He's physically limited, right? He's taller, but he's just not all that fast. Beast at Iowa State. But the contract didn't stipulate that these cats would be making mental errors, missing 5 and 6 assignments. That's where I have the issue.
But you are separating physical play as if we can't go to a local LA Fitness and see some amazing human specimens. It's not all physical. In fact, it's 90% mental, 10% physical.
That's right.
Emotional awareness. Being able to understand the game. That's all up here. That's neck up. And that also aligns with elite players. So you can't just say, oh, an elite player that's going to be paid that much is a physical specimen. We've seen receivers that you would walk past on the street and not think twice about.
That's right. Being
a great player is also mentally being great, understanding the game, knowing where to be, understanding the playbook, having emotional awareness with your teammates. That's also what you get paid for. To just say you're not paying for elite talent physically is taking away the whole other side of the game that matters.
But Dave, at a minimum, I think that you should at least, if you are not going to do anything, don't make mistakes. That's what he's calling out. Where do you stand on the call out? Where do you stand on these thoughts?
Can't you just do this behind closed doors in the team meeting room? That's y'all have both had blunt conversations with people like in the team meeting room, right? Or in the position meeting room. That's fine. And Matt LaFleur, for his part, he more or less agreed with Rodgers today when he was asked about it. He's like, look, some hard truths need to be told. But you can do all of that stuff. You don't have to do it this way, Aaron Rodgers. That's the thing that really rubbed me the wrong way about this, is to go, and some of his comments have been pointed before, but it felt like they've come from a place of like trying to galvanize people. Like on Sunday after they lost to the Commanders, he was like, Buffalo's on Sunday night. That's who they play next. He's like, we have a chance to get exposed if we aren't all in, if we're not doing it the right way. And I'm paraphrasing, but he was more or less like, I know what I'm about and I'm going to be ready. Are you? That's the type of thing I can live with. But to sit here and say, some people need to be playing less. Some people need to have their reps cut. Some people need to play more. And then on top of that, how about my favorite part of this was the other half of this quote where he was like, I played my best game. I played my best game.
That was wild.
I played my best game, and y'all all suck. Like the whole thing. Was wild. Reeks of finger pointing. It's like, not me. Look over there. Look at somebody else.
He still did protect the guilty. He ain't say no names, big dog. He ain't say no names.
Because we don't know who the receivers are.
Yeah, but there's only like 6 of them.
No, he just said some guys have missed assignments. I don't even know that he specified receivers. Some guys missed assignments, kind of mental errors per week. Some weeks you got 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's public knowledge who he plays with.
But at the very,
But he didn't specify.
But hold on, in camp, he called guys out.
He did.
Right? He called guys out in camp. So my thing is like you're the leader. You're the main guy. You're the leader. You're supposed to build these dudes up, not go to the media and talk bad about them. I'll give you an example, right?
Please do.
My rookie year was 09, years ago. We had Deshaun Jackson, Jeremy Mack. We had a nice young core. The quarterback was Donovan McNabb, which we all thought was the guy. I remember my first camp, I wore a Donovan McNabb, jersey, just like a joke. But we played in the playoffs, my first playoff appearance, we played the Cowboys in Dallas. We lost. After the game, Donovan says, yeah, our youth just showed today. I'm thinking like, so myself and Macklin and DJ looking around like, yo, he didn't play great. But the world's going to think that we are incompetent because of what he said.
Was he wrong?
He was wrong. This is my thing. We didn't play well. Yes, we're young guys. But we're the young guys that are going to be there for the future.
Sure.
So we get better and better. But if you're our leader, you made me feel, feel so small, though. That's my thing. And it's like, how can we build as a leader? Where if I fast forward it, now in year 12, 13 with Tom Brady, he would have never did that. I seen young boys missing assignments and doing the wrong routes and stuff like that. He talked to him and went over and over again and worked with him because that's what a leader does.
I guess to me, it depends if you believe you can depend on the guys in the future. I got to tell on myself. I had an Aaron Rodgers moment. I had a Rodgers moment.
Let's hear this.
Senior year, Texas. Year before, we went 5-7. Terrible. First time 5-7, whatever. Year before, we went to the national championship, so we was balling. So now it's my senior year. Buck stops with me. We got a national network. I'm the one that got to answer all the questions. We had a linebacker. I won't say his name. First name Patrick. We had a linebacker on the team. And I literally went to the coach after we had to do this drill. True story, Joy. We had to do a drill where you had to climb every single stadium stair in the upper stadium. Now, keep in mind, Texas is 100,000.
This is a punishment or just his workout?
Just a regular workout. Okay. One dude was walking, linebacker. No. See, you're going to cost us. And not if you're going to cost us, you're going to cost me. Because the people getting drafted are about 4 or 5 guys on the team, I being one of them. And I'm the senior that got to answer the questions for why we're sorry if we're sorry. And if we're sorry because you walking down on kickoff, because you not doing these drills efficiently, because it's mental, not physical, then I need you out of here. So I said publicly, I didn't say to the media publicly, but I said publicly to everybody and their mama, hey, big dog, I need this one out of here. Never saw him again at a football practice. So I don't care sometimes if you really got it.
That's terrible.
What's publicly?
Publicly, I addressed everybody.
No. Who's everybody?
The team.
Okay.
Coaches.
That ain't publicly.
Coaches.
That's the absolute difference.
That is how a leader does things.
Were you playing?
Okay.
He's not playing good.
Right. But
Aaron Rodgers not playing good, though.
What he said is the absolute difference. You said it to the team. You didn't say it to the media.
Wasn't as famous.
That's literally the difference.
You had a network, did you not? That's what I've heard.
Him saying this to his teammates with doors closed is a completely different situation. It's warranted. We see how they're playing, and he's playing bad in part because they are not catching the ball.
He's playing bad too, though.
We know he is, but everything at one hand shakes the other. But that's not an equal comparison. You said it to the team.
But why?
He's dragging them publicly.
Here's my thing, though. Why he's playing bad in part because he's playing bad, but you saw his very first pass attempt of the season. Do we got the tape? Just to remind the viewers at home that haven't seen it.
This is what, 7 weeks ago?
Christian Watson?
Christian Watson.
7 weeks ago. Okay, go ahead, Joy.
A 75-yard bomb.
He dropped it.
He dropped it.
He's a rookie.
So
played for North Dakota State.
If you encourage this guy, you tell me by week 7 he can't get better?
I'm not. But what I'm telling you is this. You don't get a second chance at a first impression. And this was Aaron Rodgers' first impression. Here's my thing, though, Joy.
Then that's on Aaron Rodgers.
That's not talent.
Then that's on Aaron Rodgers.
That's not. What does him playing at North Dakota State have to do with that? What does it have to do with the drop? The ball didn't change. The field didn't change.
The speed did. Speed changes.
But not the ball.
There's no
speed changes.
Wait. There's no difference between playing at North Dakota State University and playing with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers.
But obviously there's a difference there. Yeah. But there's no difference between catching a wide open, unguarded football.
I get you that. It happens, though. Mike Evans just jumped a touchdown.
He's playing for the Green Bay Packers in the NFL. It's no comparison whatsoever to North Dakota State. No comparison.
There's an open ball, and you can catch it. There's no difference in making it.
You're playing with NFL defenders.
Who he'd beat.
You're getting a ball.
Come on.
You're catching a ball from Aaron Rodgers, probably being delivered a little differently than your quarterback at North Dakota State University. No offense, as it shouldn't be. It's Aaron Rodgers. You're playing in your first game in the NFL. It is no comparison whatsoever. And the issue I have with it is, and this is the difference.
Should he have caught it?
He should have caught that
Yeah, he should have caught it. But it's first impression. If you are not good enough to play with Aaron Rodgers just because you dropped one ball that he threw you, then Aaron Rodgers should never be considered to be a leader or even that kind of a quarterback.
I've never heard anything about him.
Great players drop passes. It happens.
It does. Mike Evans just dropped a wide open touchdown, and Mike Evans is a dog. He's a beast.
But Mike Evans has currency to make that mistake. You know that. You got deposits.
Come on.
Talk to me.
You tell me rookies don't have a chance to make mistakes?
They do. But
that's what they do.
That's what they do.
Sure, but if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're like, okay, the first play of the game I went to you didn't convert. Now you've had a hamstring injury all season. Now now we got Dobbs in there. You're supposed to be our highest drafted player. There comes a point in time where he is rightfully so fed up.
Okay, Acho, I'll say this. My rookie year, right, I started. Brian Westbrook was hurt. I played in the game. I'm thinking about so many different things, the coverage, the zones, and the run reads. What's the snap count? It's like but hold on, you got so much going on. So for him to drop, I've dropped passes.
But you can take a handoff, right? You could take a handoff, right?
Listen, if I sit here, you said I got 15,000 yards on purpose.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you up here, my rookie year, I made a lot of mistakes as a rookie. It's hard as hell to do. So the worst part is having the best player on the team, the leader, the highest paid player on the team, telling me, oh, man, LeSean McCoy shouldn't be in the game.
Didn't say your name.
Man, you know what it is.
Stop. That is such a cop-out.
Yo, the biggest thing in football is the first year to the second year. Second year, you'll be really a lot better because you know what's going on. But it's more of the confidence. How do you think this dude's confidence is right now? He felt this small.
But here's the thing: hit, dodge, holler, Dave.
No.
If you're not making these mistakes, he's not talking to you. Go ahead.
Flip this on the other side. And look, we can't say their names. Aaron Rodgers might have been talking about other guys, but we know Christian Watson is the second-round pick. He's been hurt, but he's a guy that they're asking to do a lot. Romeo Doubs is the other one, and he's played enough. We know he's having an up-and-down rookie season. Shocker of shockers, a fourth-round pick maybe isn't ready for the magnitude of replacing Devontae Adams.
Right.
First of all, is that his fault or is that the Green Bay Packers' fault? It's the Green Bay Packers' fault. Just so we're clear about that. The Packers have created this mess, and then Aaron Rodgers is exacerbating it. That means making it worse, just so I'm not being an elitist here. He's making it worse. Imagine being Romeo Doubs and walking past this guy in the locker room the day after he says, these dudes are bum and they need to play less.
Here's my thing.
These guys are bad. We need some guys to have their reps cut. And then he also says, I played my best game, so I know it wasn't my fault. It's you. It's you, kid.
The only thing
you suck.
The only thing I will say is this.
It's all y'all.
Right.
If it don't apply to you,
Let's put an Acho on. Let's point at him.
if it don't apply to you, it don't matter.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.